welcome back to my channel. I am Jacqueline. My channel is Jacqueline Joyce, and today we're going to be talking about the stuttering topic because that's what I do. I frequent a lot of the stuttering forums on Facebook and online, and there are certain questions that get asked a lot. Like every day, I pretty much see the same ones, and I'm like, all right, maybe I should approach this from my personal perspective. So I just want to let y'all know this is my personal perspective. And it's the question, am I a better person because I stutter? Has stuttering made me a better human? Because we all like to associate pain or suffering that we go through with, you know, a internal growth of us as humans. And I understand why, because no one wants to suffer in vain. And so I'm going to be addressing that. Are you ready? I think another question that relates to this actually is, does struggle change you as a person? And I do think struggle changes you as a person, but for the question, did stuttering make me a better person? My answer is no. Stuttering didn't make me a better person. Like, in fact, it actually gave me a reason to be a crappier human. To be honest, my upbringing did a lot of that too. You know, like outwardly, my life was great. I had supportive parents. I went to good schools. But the truth is, like, I didn't learn a slew of life skills. The two most important being confidence and self-actualization, which are like some of the most important things that you can learn. And I know that learning that in your formative years seems like it's a lot, but there are some parents who teach it. They're aware that these are traits that your child will need to be successful. And those are two of the things that I lacked. Because I didn't know who I was, I tried to fit into groups that didn't want me around. I dealt with eating disorders and I dealt with depression, a lot of depression. But on the outside, it looked like I was okay. You know, I was making good grades, but I knew something was wrong. And the entire time, I stuttered. And because I stuttered, I had this weird idea that the world owed me. Like, since my life was so hard, the world owes me some relief or recompense from this. Coupled with people consistently insisting that I stutter because I don't want to stop, or, you know, there's so many people who have stopped. Why haven't you stopped? And there's so many people who have been cured. It just makes you feel worse about yourself, like there's something wrong within you. You know, that's a form of victim blaming that a lot of people who stutter encounter. And it just made me more bitter towards the fact that I stuttered. So anyway, all of that internalized hatred made it so that I didn't treat my friends with the best of intentions. I was selfish, I had no boundaries, and when it came to other people's belongings, I was spoiled, I had low self-esteem, a very severe stutter, and few allies. So, no, like, stuttering didn't make me a better person. I was just who I was. Now, I do think the outcome would have been different if I were fluent for a good amount of time and then I had some sort of life-altering accident that changed me and then I began to stutter. And then I would have to reckon with that. But since I stuttered from a child, like, it's all I knew. And so there was no moment of epiphany. Like, life is now explained. No, none of that. So now that I've given you guys every reason to dislike me as a human, let's figure out where the change happened. Because I'm no longer a horrible person anymore. So the change came around 24, 25. I got tired of feeling like people didn't like me, whether it was in my head or real life. I began looking inside myself to fix the issue. I read books like A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Yes, that is the same woman that is running for president of our country. I began to read books by a few other people like Gary Zukav and Eckhart Tolle. And this was also around the time Oprah began her network. And she would have these programs where she'd have conversations with a bunch of spiritual leaders, and I ate this stuff up. You know, it really helped me look inside myself, and that coupled with weekly speech therapy at AIS, the American Institute for Stuttering, literally changed my life. The way that I had been taught to think about my stutter changed, thus changing the way that I thought about life also. Free your mind! So yes, like every other Black millennial woman, Oprah changed my life. It is a fact. Thank you, owe it to you. Not to say that suffering doesn't change a person, because believe you me, it can. For me, it did, but just not in the form of stuttering. If you guys have been following my channel for the past few years, you guys know that, like, I had a huge life change about 3 years ago, I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm just gonna link the video, but like my mom, my grandma got sick. I had to move home from New York. I quit my job. I left all my friends. I ended a relationship, and then I come home to like 2 people who are just sick, and I pretty much gave up my entire life to then care for them for a good amount of time. The amount of pressure and the weight from that, and just the amount of depression that I went in, and that has changed me fundamentally as a human. The way that I even think about life has changed, and I do believe that because I experienced that level of pain, I am a better human. I'm better for myself, and I'm better for other people. That experience built my confidence. That experience let me know really that whatever you put me up against, I can tackle it, and I can do it successfully. I may not be successful the first time or the second time, but I learn quickly, and I will eventually conquer. So because I was on my spiritual journey before that drastic life change happened, I already had the tools to keep from, committing myself into a psych ward and like being found somewhere in a gutter with a spliff hanging out of my mouth. And no one deserves a spliff. We all deserve a full joint. That's the life I choose to live. So the truth is, some people don't change for the better after suffering. Lance Armstrong had cancer, survived, then doped to win the Tour de France like 25 million times. So I assume that becoming a better person is linked to who you are as a person and your want to improve upon yourself. And some people are just who they are, and that's complete pieces of shit. Such is life. I don't believe it's stuttering that made me a better person. I think it was my need and want for change. Me knowing I wasn't happy. I was strolling through life unsatisfied, thinking there has to be more. I thought I was doing everything right, making the right decisions, but deep down inside I wasn't happy. It's mostly because I didn't know myself. I was performance living. I was living a performance and making sure it looked good from the outside. And because of that, I wasn't my best self while stuttering. So I say all that to say, you gotta want to be a better person in order to be a better person. We're all different. All of our journeys are different as well. And so all I can say is don't be a jerk. At least try not to. Well, that is today's video. Thank you for watching. Like or unlike the video. I need the analytics, so it doesn't really matter which one you do. It all rates me a little bit higher. Also, if you relate to any of this, leave a comment. I always respond, and yes, I am still taking CBD oil. I took some before I filmed this video, and I do recommend trying it because the level of fluency that you guys are seeing is not what it is without CBD oil. Definitely that. Thanks for being awesome and watching to the end. Subscribe, stutter beautifully. Oh, guys, I'm trying to get to 800 subscribers, and I'm 15 subscribers away, which is so close. So help me because I'm poor, please. All right, stutter beautifully. Mwah. Bye.